Now, if you'd like to go for a walk on the Greenway or a cycle even, there's a very special day on Saturday coming at 10:30 in the morning. It's called Greenway for David. It's a tribute to the family and friends and a fundraiser too to David Snibit O'Brien from Tallow, well known in Tallow and Dungarvan as well. And one of the organisers, because it's a fundraiser, there's a donation going to the Irish Heart Foundation, is Liam Frazer in Tallow, and he's on the line to us now. In fact, you're just off to a funeral, Liam.
I am, Jeff. Unfortunately, would you believe it, the oldest man in Tallow, a man by the name of Joe Maroney, is being buried this morning. He's the oldest man. He's 97 years of age.
Well, God be good to him.
He had a good life now, to be fair to the man. He was only there lately that he got he got sick. So he had a good life. He was driving up to there maybe 12 months ago.
Oh, really?
You know?
So I'm sure there'll be a huge turnout for that today in Tallow.
Oh, there'll be a huge turnout for that poor man. A gentleman. If ever there was a gentleman now, Jeff, this man was a real gent, as the fella said.
Oh, well, lovely.
Speak highly enough of him, and was well liked around the town. Very well liked.
Well, God rest him. Now, on a sadder note, David Snibit O'Brien was a lot younger. He was only 40 odd, and he passed away very suddenly recently. That's
right, Jeff. This is a very sad case because his sister was only died about 6 months before that. So it's a tragic family thing really for their mother and father, Sheila and Don O'Brien, to bury two kids within 12 months of one another, and both had such young ages.
Yeah.
David himself was only 44, and just went out to his shed out the back to bring in coal and blocks for the fire, which and unfortunately never came back in.
A
short journey,
So that's why
we're doing.
Sorry,
Jeff.
That's why you're making a donation. To the Irish Heart Foundation.
It is. That's why there's a donation going to the Heart Foundation, because it was a heart attack that he died. Just a massive heart attack. All of a sudden, it just goes to show. He was in great form 1 minute, and the next minute gone.
Yeah, you never know what's around the corner. Now, David leaves behind who? He's a partner.
Yeah,
and kids.
He leaves behind his partner Dina and two kids, Isabel and Jake. And basically, the reason that this committee set up a fundraiser was to cater for the two kids going forward into college and school.
Right.
And we're hoping for a good turnout in Dungarvan there on Saturday morning. And could I thank actually the Dungarvan Rugby Club and Ballon Road Soccer Club, who have been very helpful to us on next Saturday morning.
That's about parking and all that stuff.
Club, if there's anybody just driving there and walking, people that are walking can park their car in the Ballon Road Soccer Club. And in the Dungarvan Rugby Club, then, Jeff, what we're doing is the people with bikes can take the bikes off. They'll have a bit more room in the rugby club there to get ready. And we're also doing teas and maybe a few biscuits thrown in for those people doing the walk and cycle. Now, the tea and coffees will finish up at 1 o'clock.
Okay,
so we're hoping for an early start. We have a bus leaving Tallow. The first one is leaving at 9:15, and the second bus will be leaving Tallow at 9:30. That's for anyone that mightn't have a car or that wants a lift or whatever down there. This first bus, as I say, is 9:15, but they'd want to pre-book on that now because that bus is nearly full. And the second one is leaving at 9:30.
You're well organised. And there's bicycle hire.
We're only hoping for some sunshine now, Jeff, for the Saturday.
Oh, please God. And you're well organised because you have bicycle hire as well, especially discounted for the event.
We have in Abbeyside there, so we're reasonably well organised, and we have a bus leaving the rugby club in Dungarvan to bring anybody into Abbeyside that has a bike hired, and if they want to lift in, we have a bus to do that from there at 9:30. We are hoping for it to kick off at 10:30 sharp.
How do you make a few bob out of this, Liam? How does it work?
I suppose people, if they want to contribute, they can go to Google it and go to www.ifundraise.ie/Greenway Day for David.
Yeah.
But we have in around the town, I know some of the lads in Dungarvan and in Waterford and indeed Youghal and surrounding areas, they have sponsorship cards.
Right.
And that's the way we're doing it, really, Jeff.
And what's the route then? You're going how far up the Greenway?
Well, we've left it open because we've got people from all ages going. Some people going to walk, a couple going to run, and a few going to cycle. So it's up to every individual that's taking part how far they want to go. rather than putting a limit or anything on it, because, with Ireland, it could be a lovely summer's day and it could be raining, so we don't want to upset people. We're leaving it up to themselves.
Well, that's a good idea.
Rather than saying they have to do this or they have to do that, Jeff.
Well, we used to use a phrase before with the Christmas appeal, was looking after the neighbour in need, and that's what all this is about, isn't it, on Saturday?
It's something similar down the road, except, it's basically for the two kids going forward in college and stuff, especially when their dad was taken so fast,
Yeah, it's terribly sad, and the auntie as well. So David Snibit O'Brien, special tribute.
Yeah, Snibit, he was better known
as Snibit.
I'm sure he'll forgive us for mentioning that, Jeff, but he'd be better known as Snibit, S-N-I-B-I-T. That was his nickname that he was known nearly all his life.
Really?
And most of his friends would have known him for Snibit rather than maybe his David,
Okay, well, it's a special day for David Snibit O'Brien on Saturday, 10:30, meeting at the Ballon Road, Dungarvan Greenway car park. That's beside Ballon Road FC, isn't that right?
That's correct. And as I said, Jeff, then we're giving out teas and that in the Dungarvan Rugby Club. And people with bikes, a lot of people will be travelling there with the bikes on the back. They might have to go back into Abbeyside to collect them. Yeah. And if that's the case, they can, I use the word tog out maybe, Jeff, in the Dungarvan Rugby Club, because they have plenty of space there to take the bikes off the back of cars and whatever,
Great. Liam, I'll let you go. I know you're in a hurry. Thanks very much for telling us about that.
No problem, Jeff. Thanks very much for your help.
And I hope you get a big crowd. Thanks, Liam. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.